When you walk away from this conference, we hope that you have a thorough understanding about disability laws, a broad understanding about the different disabilities that exist, different learning strategies, and the overall process for students receiving a special education designation or accommodations.
With COVID and the current state of things, we know that our students are being affected tremendously, and they're the greatest ones affected during this pandemic. And so many times overlooked are our students with disabilities. And so we thank you for taking the time to learn more about how you can be of greater service to them and the resources available for both you and the students you serve.
Do not be concerned about what you don't know, because a lot of us, including myself, who have students in my TRIO program that have disabilities, are still kind of in the dark as to not only what our responsibilities are, but actually where the resources are so that we can address those responsibilities and issues.
We're always looking for ways for our students to get additional support and resources through relationships with these other programs on campus.
Assisting institutions with avoiding findings from the U.S. DOE's Office of Civil Rights and a potential lawsuit.
When the student was supposed to be in the session getting their services from the occupational therapist to the breakout room, the teacher had a problem connecting, and so there was a lag there.
K-12, higher ed, or if you have a grant program, especially in light of COVID, where we're doing almost everything online, to really adopt the universal design concept.
People who are procuring, the LMS systems that you use, the textbooks that you use, making sure that all that stuff is accessible up front, so you're not scrambling the day the classes start to figure out how to do it. But the more partners you can get on campus to buy into this, the better.
We make products to help with reading and writing, whether it's because you're dyslexic or you're reading it in a non-native language.
One of the biggest issues right now for all teachers in teaching students is teaching to screens, not being able to see if your student even is listening.
It hit home when I watched the video just now, seeing the individuals on there fighting for their space to have access just to what everybody has access to.
TRIO programs get to do a lot more things that students don't get at the K-12 level.
Without that relationship, it's kind of hard to know, for the student to communicate to you to know if the accommodations are working.
So really at the post-secondary education level, it's really about students owning that learning process and doing what is necessary for their own learning.
Teach a writing-based or written expression classroom. If I can get my students to increase their abilities in written expression, I have met all other standards.
Don't be afraid to ask for more supports from your administrators or the counselor or other people in your building if you are having problems with providing those accommodations for students.
So how do we translate general accommodations in order to accommodate some of these elevated limitations that students are currently experiencing in the online environment?
There's a lesson embedded with the activity at the same time. It means that when we record the class, they're going in order. I'm keeping everything as little convolution as possible.
I promise you this will be an awakening. It's okay that you don't know what you don't know, but hopefully when you leave here, you will learn some things that you can take with you, and you can be prepared to come back in December with the questions necessary to have answered by the professionals at that time.